Aye, we give you the facts. It's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I drink? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
Greetings viewers and subscribers. So today we have a whole heap of stories for you. So let's get right into them. This first incident, it took place last night, Saturday, September 16, about some minutes to 9 o'clock. We are learning that a lady, her name is Nadine Brady, but she's popularly known as Marcia. On November 6, coming up, Marcia, she would be celebrating her 49th birthday. Marcia lived at her house at Clark's Lane in the Buntial area of Trelawney. It is said that Marcia, she was having some mental issues. Last night, residents of the area, they heard screams coming from Marcia's house and they went to investigate. It was realized that Marcia's one-bedroom house was on fire. The residents, they tried to enter the house to save Marcia, but the fire was too much and it was spreading quickly. They tried to put out the fire, but they were unsuccessful. The fire department, they were contacted, and on their arrival, they were only able to do cooling down operation. Checks were made inside the house, and Marcia, she was found partially burnt, lying on her back in the bathroom. She was DEAD. The fire personnel and the police, they are carrying out investigations to ascertain what could have caused this fire. Sad indeed. Now, yesterday, I carried a story and I promised to update it. It took place Friday night, September 15, about some minutes to 9 o'clock. That young man on your screen, his name is Tahji-Michael Williams. Tahji was born on February 24, 1994, and he lived at Bark District in the Burn Savannah area of Westmoreland. We are told that Tahji, he was riding his black Warhawks motorcycle in a westerly direction along the Bark Main Road. We are told that Tahji, him did a burn-up road. On reaching in the vicinity of the Quarry Bridge, Tahji, whilst going very fast, he tried to navigate a set of potholes that are in the road. As a result, he ended up losing control of the bike. The bike veered off the road and collided into a tree. As a result, Tahji was thrown from the bike. He received serious head injuries. He also received broken knees. His right hand was broken, plus lots more injuries. Tahji, he was rushed to the Savannah Lamar Hospital where he was pronounced DEAD. Sad indeed. This next incident, it took place yesterday morning, Saturday, September 16, about some minutes after 8 o'clock. It took place right in the vicinity of the nursery along the Sevens Rivers Main Road in the parish of St. James. We are learning that a man, his name is Campbleton Campbell. Next month, October 13, Campbleton, he will be celebrating his 28th birthday, and he lived at Bottom Cambridge in the parish of St. James. We are learning that Campbleton, he was driving his red 2023 Cabra motorcycle. He was traveling along the Sevens Rivers Main Road towards Bickerstead. On reaching in the vicinity of the nursery and whilst negotiating a left-hand corner, Campbleton, he failed to keep the motorcycle to its left. As a result, it veered right and collided head-on into that Toyota Voxy that you are seeing on your screen. Now, if you look to the front, that's Campbleton's motorcycle. Campbleton, he was thrown from the bike onto the road, and that was it for him. He died on the spot. Sad indeed. And still in the parish of Trelawney, a son is in police custody for chopping off one of his father's hands. Did you hear what I just said? A son is in police custody for chopping off his father's left hand. And the left hand is not the only thing that he chopped. No, that son, his name is Andrew Brown. He is 46 years old and he's living in the Green Park area of Trelawney. His father is a 64-year-old painter of the same Green Park area. We are learning that the father and the son, they had an argument over money. They were arguing about who might have owed who money and don't want to pay. We are told that the son, Andrew, he picked up a machete and he started raining some serious chops on his father. His father, he received chop wounds to his left hand, the left side of his chest and his left ear. The father's left hand was completely chopped off, right between his wrist and his elbow. The father, he was rushed to the Falmouth Hospital where he was treated and admitted in a serious condition. We are told that when the police processed this crime scene, the chopped off left hand and the machete that Andrew used were found by the police. So Andrew, he has since been arrested by the police. Why may I tell you? And we are still in the parish of Trelawney. As them say, when it rains, it pours. Over at Racecourse in the Falmouth police area, there are two families living on the same street. They are neighbors. It is said that from time to time, mouth meet and argument start. Yesterday morning, Saturday, September 16, about some minutes to 11 o'clock, there was an argument. A guy named Spikes, he said to be in his late 30s. He started quarreling with his neighbors, saying that them put garbage to the front of his house. It is said that most of what he was saying was directed at a guy who lived next door named Orie Armstrong. He's popularly known as No Doubt. No Doubt is 37 years old. It is said that Spikes and No Doubt, they were there arguing when No Doubt he walked away, went to his house and come back. It is alleged that when he returned, No Doubt he pulled a gun from his waist and fired 3 shots at Spikes. One of them hit him in his abdomen. Spikes, he ran off and he borrowed a bicycle and rode straight to the Falmouth police station. He was assisted to a nearby hospital where he was treated and admitted in a serious condition. We are also told that at minutes to 1 p.m., Orie Armstrong, also known as No Doubt, he handed in himself to the police and he was placed in police custody. And No Doubt did not hand over the gun. The mayhem. Now, in this next incident, this one took place at a bar at Namprel Road in Negril in the parish of Westmoreland. It took place last night, Saturday, September 16, almost 12 midnight. We are learning that a guy, he's called Jemar. Jemar is in his mid-30s and he's out on bail on some hoodlum charges. We are told that Jemar, he was at a bar at Namprel Road when a motorcycle rode up with 2 hoodlums aboard. The pillion, he jumped off the bike with a gun in his hand and he opened gunfire at Jemar, hitting him to the left side of his neck and his left upper arm. The hoodlum, he then jumped back onto the bike and he and his crony, they made good their escape. The police, they were called and Jemar, he was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was admitted in a serious condition. And still in the parish of Westmoreland, we are learning that earlier this afternoon, a guy, he was shot in the Hartford area of Westmoreland. We are doing some digging and we are going to be updating this story in a subsequent video. Stand by for that. In this next story, we are learning that a guy, his name is Kevin Wallace, but he's popularly known as Wally. Next month, on October 16, Wally, he'll be celebrating his 50th birthday. Wally lived at Froggy Lane in the Salt Spring area of St. James. The reports we are getting is that Wally, he was very touches. You know what touches means? It means that Wally, he was said to be very thief. Early Tuesday morning, September 12, about some minutes to 1 o'clock, it is said that Wally, he was caught breaking into a parked motor car. The residents who saw him, they raised an alarm and Wally ran. They chased him, caught up with him and administered some serious blows to him. Wally, he was eventually rushed to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where he died whilst he was being treated. The mayhem. In this next story, a man, his name is Rushawn Hamilton, but he's popularly known as Brap. Brap is 28 years old and he was an air condition technician. For a while now, Brap, he set up a makeshift shop and he has been operating right at the entrance of the Waterford police station along Passageford Drive in Portmore in the parish of St. Catherine. Yesterday afternoon, Saturday, September 16, about 2 o'clock, Brap, he was at his shop. And where did I say this shop is located? It is located right at the entrance of the Waterford police station. Now, whilst Brap was at his shop, a motorcycle with 2 hoodlums aboard rode up and stopped. The 2 hoodlums, they parked and came off the bike and they were talking to Brap for a short while. The hoodlums, they then pulled guns and opened gunfire at Brap. Remember now, this is broad daylight, right at the entrance of the Waterford police station. The 2 hoodlums, they opened gunfire at Brap, hitting him in his upper body. Brap fell to the ground and the hoodlums, they jumped on the bike and rode away, making good their escape. Brap, he was rushed to the Spanish Town Hospital where he was pronounced DEAD. We are told that when the police processed this crime scene, 8 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene, right at the entrance to the Waterford police station. The mayhem. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button. As also, hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that whenever we drop a new video, you'll be one of the first to be notified. And you're going to want to stick around for the last story. I have some interesting details coming up. But this incident, it took place last night, Saturday, September 16, about 10:30. It took place at Board Jungle in the Big Lane area of Central Village in the parish of St. Catherine. We are learning that a team of police officers, they were on patrol in the area when they spotted a guy. That guy, he was later identified as Shaquille Smith, but he's popularly known as DJ. DJ was born on April 9, 2003, only 20 years old, and he lived in the same area. We are told that on seeing the police, DJ, he ran into the lane and into a yard. The police officers, they chased him and caught up with him. It is alleged that DJ, he pulled a gun and pointed it at the police. The police, they took evasive action and in a few seconds, it was all over. DJ, he was down. The police, they are saying that DJ, he was found clutching a black and green Ruger 9mm pistol with a magazine affixed containing 6 rounds of 9mm cartridges. The police, they are also saying that an additional magazine containing 15 rounds of 9mm cartridges was also found in DJ's right front pants pocket. DJ, he died on the spot. And talking about shot and killed by the police. On Saturday, July 22, I carried a story about that guy on your screen. His name is Xavier Orlando McLeod. He was born on October 10, 1987. From Xavier was a teenager. He has been getting in trouble with the law. When Xavier was about 16 years old, he was charged by the Portmore police for simple larceny. The layman's term is shoplifting. He had gone into a store on the Portmore Mall where he stole some stuffs. As a part of Xavier's sentence in juvenile court, the judge had ordered that Xavier returned to school, but he never did. He took on a life of crime. When Xavier was about 19 years old, he was held by the police on firearm charges. He spent about 2 years at the Horizon Remand Center until the matter was thrown out of court because the witnesses, they did not go to court. A few months after Xavier was released from prison, he was in trouble with the law again. It is alleged that Xavier, he was involved in a shootout with the police, but he managed to escape. He was held, charged, tried, and sentenced to 10 years in prison. Xavier, he was released on parole in about March of 2016. In December of 2016, Xavier, he was in another shootout with the Portmore police. This one took place right across from the Waterford police station. Xavier, he was again tried and sentenced to prison. Xavier, he was released from prison in November 2021, but he continued with his hoodlum activities. Xavier, he was living at Passage Fort, and in January 2022, he was attacked and shot by hoodlums. He had received gunshot wounds to his feet and his abdomen. Many persons thought that he was gonna die. He was in hospital for a while, and as soon as he got better, he was back to his hoodlum ways. On Thursday night, February 2, earlier this year, about some minutes after 7 o'clock, a taxi driver named Ricardo Eastwood, but he was popularly known as Garfield. Garfield was 45 years old at the time, and he lived at Central Way in the Silverstone area of Portmore. Garfield, he was sitting in his white Toyota Probox motorcar that he used to operate as a taxi. He was near to his home when a white Toyota Axio motorcar drove up and stopped. Who was one of the hoodlums in that car? None other than Xavier. He, along with 2 other hoodlums, they jumped out of the Axio with guns in hands, and they opened gunfire at Garfield, hitting him in his head and his upper body. Garfield, he died in his taxi. Well, on the night of Friday, July 21, about some minutes to 11 o'clock, Xavier, he was at a sports bar at Wheaton Lane in the Newlands area of Portmore when, again, he engaged the police in a shootout. But this time around, Xavier, he was not so lucky to be sent to prison. He was sent to the morgue instead. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Vlog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver say, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them country back, give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica.